This is the continuation on our previous video about Sword Oratoria, the total mobilization under Hedon's command. The city mobilizes all its familia and creating a continuous chain of high-ranking adventurers, securing the dungeon's route to the 60th floor. The main troops are holding the dungeon map must run without stopping and conserving energy for the final rescue. The Dream Party's sole objective is to descend quickly to the deepest levels and return alive with the Loki familia and others. Raul is now level 5 and embodies inner transformation after the ordeal. He acts as reliable logistical support, complementing the absence of figures like Finn or Anna Kitty. His perseverance and non-heroic evolution become a realistic model for his comrades. Many obstacles arise. Dungeon bosses like Goliath in 17th floor, but defeated by school district students. Twin Head Dragon in 27th floor was facing Amazon girls, and Demi Spirit on 28th floor was defeated alone by Welf with his Crimson Blade. The others are forcing support units Alicia, Narvi, Cruz to defend while the main group advances. Their tactical coordination, sacrificial spirit, and experience allow them to overcome these threats and giving the main team a chance to reach the 60th floor as soon as possible. On the ice domain Thalia Ice Garden, which Finn and others are located, level 5 Tsubaki has trapped, and her body begins freezing toward unconsciousness and identity loss. She fights mental confusion, hallucinations, and extreme pain on the verge of breakdown. But she was rescued by Gareth and others, and she finally regains warmth and strength to move. Finn, Riveria, and Gareth gradually reunite. Riveria uses detection magic to find Amid, the saint frozen in an ice pillar, protected by a spell. Amid cast on herself before surrendering to freezing. This unexplored region, called Thalia Ice Garden, was sealed since the era of Zeus and Hera Familia is now revealed. Members establish a temporary base, protecting themselves through Riveria's magic and Gareth techniques. Ice Garden's nature and challenges. The glacial region is supposedly invincible. No adventurer or monster is meant to survive here. It's death territory, meaning instant freezing. A region never conquered by any familia before. Yet hidden power dwells in its desolate places. Riveria alone, through her royal blood, can support the group with her elvish affinity and magical mastery. But she approaches mental burnout. Each magical attack erodes her strength, and the group depends entirely on her to avoid freezing. Certain members are safe, but others missing, or they are in great danger like Tiona, and Hogni. Back to rescue team. Thanks to flying Xenos, the main force reached the 50th floor. The entire group was welcomed by the Ganesha Familia Brigade, Freya healers, and various reinforcements, and they find the abandoned expedition base, witness to previous defeat of Loki Familia expedition. Emotion runs strong among survivors. Each assesses losses, missing companions, and necessity to advance despite all. The main forces enter combat mode, and Heath from Freya Familia joins the group under tactical orders. But at the 52nd floor, an unforeseen event occurs, a massive fire attack explosion, and Bell is thrown apart, but Lapaya joins him not to leave him alone, facing the path towards ice. The rescue operation plunges into chaos. Each must improvise new strategy in the dungeon's hell. Lapaya makes the mad decision to charge alone to save him. She destroys monsters in her path with purely offensive magic. Her objective is clear, and it's to save Bell, believing only he can be the one to save Ice. Using her Silver Vine magic, Lapaya pulls Bell from a monster's grip at the critical moment. She decides to abandon junction with the main force and continue descent alone with Bell. The leap into the unknown. Lapaya chooses the most dangerous path, descending directly through the dragon shaft to the 58th floor. Together, they leap into the void toward the dragon's roar. Symbol of their own courage. Raul decides to leave the direct 58th floor route to follow intuition. Accompanied by Ryu and Leon, he discovers a group of gravely wounded Xenos holding back a new demi-spirit at the 54th floor. Understanding their sacrificial role, Raul helps them, triggering swift counterattack with Ryu and Leon. The Xenos are saved and grateful. Raul realizes he's finally acted as Finn by heroic instinct, without seeking glory, and he receives a symbol of friendship from the Xenos before departing. Next is Ryu's battle on the 58th floor. When they reached the 58th floor, the scene where Ryu fights Juggernaut alone was absolutely breathtaking. Even accounting for the level boost of Haruhime, seeing the Estrella Familia's power surpass Juggernaut's was extraordinary. Ryu said that if she had fought alongside Elise back then, she wouldn't have lost. And if it hadn't been their first time facing Juggernaut, perhaps the Estrella Familia might have won without any casualties. Of course, Ryu is now level 6 and much stronger than back then, but Juggernaut was also powered up on the 58th floor, so the difference is negligible. Ryu casually fighting and destroying a 59th floor Juggernaut, being level 6 and level boost, or not felt like very cheap fan service. The Juggernaut is supposed to be the apostle of murder. It spawned more than 30 floors deeper than the one she fought before, and she absolutely dominated it. Even the magic reflection suddenly did not work anymore. Like others have mentioned, Ryu was the only one who could deal with the Juggernaut due to her experience in fighting it, and having prepared assistance with the unbreakable sword. Only Ryu know the method to defeat Juggernaut. Having Elise magic serve as the final blow was symbolic, a form of emotional redemption for the past. Even though it only lasted a few pages, it was one of the most emotional moments in the entire volume. I never thought we'd read something like this in Sword Oratoria, of all places rather than in the main series. Moving on to the 60th floor, the members decide to split into teams. Hayden, Haruhime, Ryu, Asfi, and others organize to immediately depart. Readers of the main series already knew how the groups would form, but it was still a bold and surprising decision. Evenly distributing the level 6 adventurers makes sense. Assigning Hayden and Leon to the team with less firepower and leadership was the sensible move. That naturally left Alan and the Gulliver brothers to join Loki's team. Since Loki's group already has Finn as its leader, they don't need someone like Hayden, and Riveria already fills the magic firepower role. However, personality-wise, this team is a disaster. Alan is an uncontrollable tank, and the Gulliver brothers hate Finn. Even Finn himself acknowledged it was almost certain they'd clash, and indeed, it's a group that could barely cooperate. On the 60th floor, main team must charge despite assaulting mutant creatures, multicolored monsters, and ice copies. Hayden opens the way with lightning bolts, pulverizing hundreds of monsters, aided by the Freya Familia's combined force. Thanks to data collected by Lapaya as Vanguard, they navigate the labyrinth faster and more efficiently, each trap anticipated. They encounter an ice replica, born from a corrupted spirit, entirely naked with golden hair, proof ice is fading, assimilated by dungeon evil. Unlike the Loki Familia hesitating out of loyalty before comrades' doubles, Freya fighters destroy the ice copy without slightest emotion. Other copies surge forth, but the main team surpasses them in cold, rapid efficiency. Teams split on divine order. One group pursues Lapia and Belle to support the Sword Princess Ice rescue. Another group goes to meet Finn and heroes via a secret route between the 60th and 61st floors, overlaid on a map guarded by gods since Zeus and Hera Familia. Their objective is to enable a pincer attack, defeating corrupted spirits, and reuniting all survivors at the dungeon's heart, which means they should all meet up on the final destination, which where the corrupted spirit. So Raul, Alan, and others take the hero gathering route, which they have to find Finn and the others. They need to rescue them at any cost. Hedden, Ryu, and Asfi join the Vanguard team, the group who pursues Lepia, Belle, Hieth, and Leon.